So while I have been experimenting with other things, such as seeing if I can have a sustainable population without ever feeding them, hence these terrible numbers up here, I discovered something completely game-breaking, and to be honest, I don't know how I could ever play anyway again, because it's kind of busted. And that is abusing the office. Very much abuse. So, what made me think of this is, while I was, trying to get my starvation economy down there going, I did notice that when you take all the workers off of an office, on max budget, it only costs $3. Alright? So that's not game breaking in itself. However, if you come down here and look at the courthouse, the business law generates you $50 on base efficiency per offshore office each month. Now, you can't just have no workers and get that, right? It doesn't work like that. You need to have at least... Oh, didn't mean to do that. You have to have at least one person working on these. So I'm going to turn this on, and let's take one of these. Let's take this one here. We'll take all but one guy off, right? So we're paying our dude here. He's getting $30 a month in wage, which means he's going to be rich, right? Unless her partner's not rich. Yeah, retired, and I don't have Social Security. Under normal circumstances, they're rich, so here's a dude.
Did we ask our spies among...
And as you can see, the month will go by and he'll still be rich because he makes $30. If I had Social Security on, the other dude would too. Anyways, if you go to income, I could actually pay this guy nothing. I could pay him 10 bucks, and he would still generate me the $50 from the courthouse. Even though it says on base efficiency, it doesn't actually apply. And I'll show you this to you here. So let's look at the income for last month is 616. Okay. And now we'll move it over to base efficiency. We'll see if that changes. Does not change. We'll max it out. Does not change. Let's take them off entirely. And there you have it. It took an extra month to get that going, but yeah, it's now making less money. The proof is in the pudding, folks. I thought of some other ways that you could abuse this. I always pay them the max amount because I want them to be rich, right? So in this situation, you would only have one employee for each building. Here we go. And so, if we're completely ignoring all the other bonuses that you get from having an office, right? We're just going to ignore that. This guy's on 34% efficiency, which does affect this. However, we're still getting $50 for each office, regardless. And you can see that in the income here. We're still making our money. So as you can see, I've knocked each office down to only having one worker, as opposed to what it was earlier. Now let's go look at our courthouse. Look at that, back up to 616, even though it says on base efficiency, that is not what has applied. So we're going to ignore the fact that all these things are operating at lower efficiency, but that's okay when you have a bunch of offices, right? It ends up slowly making up for it. So every office with only one person is making us a huge, massive profit. Look at this, it's making us 132 in addition to the 50 that we're getting here from the courthouse. In addition to that, we have private banking, $2 for every rich citizen. Well, guess what? Every citizen working on the office is rich, right? We have more things that can boost that further if you want to min-max per population, which, you know, is kind of silly. Later in the game, when you have enough people, you want to open all your offices up, right? Because it'll make up for it in the long term, and I'll show you why with the setup that I've created. And the setup is just this: modern apartments, obviously, so you can save as much space as possible. when it has full population, you're going to be making about 150 plus per modern apartment, and then you're going to be making much more than that from your office. Your banks, obviously, they make you $2 per rich citizen. Your newspaper here with your media outlet. Here, I'll show you. There is, in Constitution, here we go, media independence, you gain double revenue from all media buildings. And what that's going to allow you to do is, Penny Saver is going to make you $10 per citizen, right? Add an additional $16 per citizen for public service advertisements, right? Pay TV, add another $20 per citizen for pay TV, right? The office on max pay only costs $3 a month to run.
I tried to
that's
reason
annoying.
with you.
Anyways, an office on max budget only costs $3 to do. So this is costing you nothing to run, and you're making all this money for every citizen working here, to the point that even if the office didn't make you money and it cost you money, it would still be worth it to run, because we're paying $30 a person, right? Well, what did we just establish? We're making $20 for pay TV, 16 for radio station, 10 for the newspaper. Getting money from the apartment, you're getting money from the office. You're having to pay them $30, but the money they get for existing is making you more than the actual job does, which means you don't need resources at all. You don't need to produce cows. You don't need to produce juice. You don't need to, no pharmaceuticals, no nothing. All you need is people to be completely useless sitting in an office. And there are more ways to boost this. The cigar factory, which is already pretty good, increases the efficiency of each bank by 10%. So that's going to give you more than $2 per citizen, right? We're at 150% efficiency. We're almost making $3 per citizen from that. Research labs are either bugged or they do exactly what they say they do, which makes them completely useless. It says they get a 10% increase to efficiency on offices when they're fully staffed. The problem is buildings are never fully staffed, ever. It never happens. So you will never get this bonus. It's silly. I don't know why they do it. The skyscraper hotels and the regular hotels, the smaller ones, will also give you this option. Supply local business. Room slots are decreased by 2, housing quality decreased by 5, while this building is operational, but the efficiency of each office is increased by 10%, up to a 30% bonus. Then we're going to go over to our edicts. And here in tax haven, maxed out, all revenue from offices are increased by 25%. You'll be gaining more money from that. Prohibition decreases the efficiency of all entertainment buildings, which I hate, but it increases the efficiency of all other buildings, including the office, by 15%, which is a pretty big win. The wealth tax is going to give you an extra $7 per citizen if they're rich, which they will be because they're working in an office, which, you know, it supplements their wages and allows you to pay for things like Social Security, which will keep them rich into old age, which means even when you're old and retired, you will still be getting income as if they were working a job, which is crazy. This is another good one that I like to get. Food for the people and no free lunch. This is going to be another $6 every time somebody eats, so you can just tack that on to their uselessness, yet still making you money. The child allowances is also necessary, even though it's going to cost you $1, just to make sure that all families stay rich no matter what. If you really wanted to min-max this for like space, and population, you would probably go with the modern apartments. Notice there's only half as many people here as there should be. So here we go. There's 3 population, making us $117 profit, right? And they can fill up 3 offices, so there's $50, $50, $50, plus the, I don't know, like $50 to $70 we're getting from all these other buildings just for them existing, right? And then we're getting the additional money for them being here. Like, if you want to have a low population, purely rich group, this is very, very possible. And super exploity. So, there you have it. That's what I have to share. That is the completely useless, I'll call it the unemployed strategy, because these guys, they aren't doing nothing. They aren't producing anything for society. In addition to that, you're getting $2 for every citizen that even works here. Every month, you're getting $2 for everyone living in their house. You're getting $5 for every employee of a government and finance building, which guess what? An office is a finance building. And you're getting 75 cents, depending if you're keeping track of your factions or not with your propaganda and what have you. It's a pretty crazy strategy. And you can take that a step further with the Taj Mahal, where you get income based on if people die or not. And then even in death, they're still making you more money. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I'll show you kind of what it looked like before I deleted like half my city here to make this video. But I had a setup sort of similar to this, and it was just chucking me out millions and millions of dollars. And if you notice, I didn't produce anything. Nothing was being produced. It was just pure, lazy, unemployed. I had offices all over here, just with unemployed people. And then I had the wise idea to remove all the food sources and see if I could get them to outpopulate. And fun fact, it doesn't really matter how high you get your reproduction going. They cannot, at least in any circumstance that I was able to put them under, you can't grow your population faster than you can starve them. So it was a fun shot. But this office strategy has proven to work. I built an entire economy around it, and it's pretty great. I'm pretty happy. I hope they don't patch it out, because it's a pretty fun way to play. I would also like to point out that I've gotten 178% efficiency on these, which means they're making almost double what it says. So I'm making nearly $4 for each of these settings. I'm making nearly $10 just for them to work inside the office. So just this setting alone, every employee is paying 33% of their paycheck. They're just getting it straight back out of thin air, basically. So something else I'd like to point out, I have gotten my efficiency higher. Like you can see that it's gone down to 178, now 168. The reason for that is I'm in a dying game here, where I kind of just deleted all my buildings, so we're losing our efficiencies. But I have gotten my efficiency much higher in the past. I remember seeing it somewhere in the 180s, like 186 or something. I'm not exactly sure how I got it that high, but the efficiency can be much higher than what you're seeing right now. And I have one more, I'll call it a secret way to boost it further, as a final thing before I go. It's not really, you know, a secret, but it boosts offices directly, and that's what matters, right? So you go to customization, and this also works in multiplayer, by the way. And when you are creating your dude here, you're going to go to traits, and as you can see, I picked workaholic. Increases the efficiency of all buildings by 1%, but you lose job happiness. That also applies to your office, so I don't know how much you care about 1% on an office, but 1% on an office, that's 2 cents a person. It's 5 cents a person if you know, get the one for they're working in the building. So if you put them all together, you're getting around 10 cents. It's not a lot, but I mean, it adds up, right? And especially if you're trying to be lazy and import all your food because you want everyone to be rich. That's all. Hope that helped you guys. And, you know, if anybody watches this, I'll make more because I am quite good at exploiting games. Later.